Hi guys, I completely forgot to do the intro, so I'm gonna do this really quick. You guys already know I'm reviewing the James Charles X Morphe collab palette. I'm giving you guys 4 looks, so it's a very lengthy video, but if you guys want to get a feel of this palette, then keep watching. Also, the second look is a recreation by my friend named Coley. I will leave like a picture right here of her and then all her social medias in the description down below. Make sure you check her out. So I don't have anything else to say. I'm not reviewing the brush collection. I am using it though. And yeah, you guys, we'll get right into the video. All right, you guys, I have no base on right now, so I look funky, but I just want to let you guys know that for every single look that I create with this palette in this video, I am using the Plouise base. Now, in James's video, he does recommend using a MAC paint pot, basically a primer that is for the eyes. I don't have the MAC paint pot, but I know that it works best with that as well. I didn't find no issues with the Plouise base. I think the shadows went on pretty good. So let's get started. I'm just gonna prime the eye just a little bit. And I like to just spread out my base like so. All right, you guys, so I lost the audio to this part. I'm sorry, my audio has just been messing up. But I took the shadow You're Kidding, which was the red in the palette. I hadn't used it before, so I wanted to use it now. This shadow in the palette had a bit of fallout, just a tiny bit. You guys know how I feel. I always feel like it's wasteful, but like on my face there was no fallout, so that's really good. And then I left my lid kind of empty just so that, because I was gonna cut it anyways, so you know what I'm saying. All right, you guys, I did cut my little, like this little shape. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill it in with like all the colors of the rainbow. I'm using a very small brush like this. This is from the Makeup Shack. It's the T66. You guys can use code Rocio for 28% off. And I'm going to start placing this color like right here, because I'm going to create like a really nice gradient going upwards. Just like so. And you want to pat this in. Now I'm just pressing this in. I'm going to take the shadow called 518 and I'm going to put this one right next to You're Kidding. I'm going to blend them together. Like so. Making sure you create a really nice gradient. Alright, you guys, now I'm taking B, which is this yellow right here, and I'm placing that right next to 518. And the yellow is so nice. Patting motions. You don't want to swipe because you don't want to swipe the product away. Especially when you're doing like little gradients like this. You never want to swipe your product away. So just remember that. And you want to go back in with 518 just to make sure it's still there. And you blend it into the yellow. So, ooh, this is so good. This is one of my favorite shapes to do. Like, this is one of my favorite little concepts to do. So I was like, I have to do it for this video because it just fits, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Social Blade, placing that right next to Miss B. I'm gonna pat. All right, you guys, now we're taking Playground, which is this baby blue shadow. Baby blues are, I feel like they're easy to formulate. I feel like every brand gets them right, and this is no different because it's really pretty and super fucking pigmented. Again, you're just patting this in. Don't worry about blending them together because I will right now anyway. With the tiniest amount of Social Blade, which is the green, go and blend them together. Now I'm going to take a little bit of cola, just a little bit, and blend that right next to Playground, just a little bit. So I want like a really nice gradient into the purple. Now I know this is a very small area to put eyeshadow in, but it's just fun, you know? And then you can actually see how all the shadows work, if that makes sense. So that's why I wanted to do this specific eye. Now I took a bit of Escape and Single. I like mix them together. And this is going to finish off the look, you guys. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that looks good. I'm gonna blend it like this. She looks so good. Oh my god. Now, because I'm a freak when it comes to like precision, I'm going to take this little eyeliner brush and just go around that little shape, because I don't know, like I said, I like precision. I can't even say it right. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, guys, I'm done with the eyes. I just need the waterline. I'm just going in with the Arrtistry all underneath right here. And you guys know my eyes are not sensitive. My eyes can take a lot of shadow. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Blame my parents. Genetics. I don't know. Make sure you connect it up here. Oh, she looks good. Alright, then I'm using flashback for the inner corner of my eye. Now you have to layer this white, because I mean she's white, but I like a very white shadow, so I have to layer this one. I'm glad that he added a white and a black into this palette, because like you have overall everything, you know. Alright, sisters, I'm gonna take this off. Boom, boom. Alright, you guys, I got close up so you guys can see the eye. Alright, you guys, so I have 3 more looks and I hope that you guys can watch them. I obviously wanted you guys to get a feel of the palette, and we'll get right into them. Alright, you guys, so for all of these looks that I'm doing, I am using the Plouise base. I just wanted to make sure you guys know that. So I added this color called Escape, and I put it right into my crease, and I created kind of like this round shape. You can definitely build this purple. It was really nice. I didn't have any problems with it in this look. You know, purples, I hate them. They're annoying. I just hate them. And then I'm taking the color called Playground, sorry, and it's just like a baby blue shadow, and I blended it like on the outwards of the purple into my inner corner, and I did like tapping motions, and yeah. And now I'm taking a little bit of that purple and just blending that into the blue. And then I took Social Blade, which is this really nice green. I really like this green because it wasn't like a really dark green. It kind of like, I don't know, it was like limey in a way. I don't know. It just is really nice. I'm just glad that there was like another green other than a darker green, if that makes sense. And then I took a little bit of Playground and I just blended it into Social Blade, so everything could really look nice and blended and no harsh lines, obviously. Then I went back in with Escape, and you guys can see like how pretty this purple is. I just feel like purples are always so hard to formulate with brands. They always get like really like they oxidize and they change colors, and it just gets very weird. So this one was really nice. And then you guys see that I'm taking this fluffy brush to add Playground onto next to Escape. But then I ended up switching brushes because I wanted the shadow to be very pigmented. So I took a flat brush, and I believe this one is from the James Charles collection, the brush collection. I will make sure to link that down below. And I used the same exact brush as you guys can see, because his brush set had more than one, like it had like I believe like triples of the same brushes, so that's really great. So I added Social Blade right next to Playground, and then look at this yellow. This yellow really was like that bitch, like it was that girl. She was so bright and just so pigmented, and it was just really nice. The only thing is that I packed out like a lot of shadow, so then like I had a lot of fallout, but overall these were like so bright. And then I added the purple again to my waterline. You guys know that my waterline is not sensitive at all, so I can add like a bunch of shadows there, and I just like my eyes just won't get watery at all. And so yeah. And then I went in with the blue and I blended that as well. I hope you guys can hear my dad in this voiceover because he is so damn loud. It's ridiculous. Alright, you guys, and then I went in with the white and I just put that in my inner corner. I put a lot just because I really like a very white inner corner. And that's the final look. We are moving on to the, I believe it's the third look. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about my dad. He is so loud. We're gonna keep it moving though. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, you guys, so let's get into the third look. So I'm taking 518, which is an orange. Now this is one of the pressed pigments, so what I did was I made sure that I did like tapping motions, and then I blended it out just a little bit. In James's video, he did say you can layer the pressed pigments. Also, I forgot to mention that most of the rainbow shadows are pressed pigments. Please feel free to count how many times I said pressed pigments. Then I took the color called Skip, which is a pink, and I also tapped that in instead of like blending it. I did like slightly like little blending motions, but not too much. I wanted to get the most pigmentation out of these shadows. And then you guys see that like little weird gap on top of 518. I went back in and I filled it in because it was just looking really weird. And then I made sure to blend the pink into the orange to make sure that they're just blended into each other, you know. And then I took Escape, and you're gonna see me switch brushes right now because this brush was like, it was very small, so it only focused the shadow in like one spot, and I don't want that. I want to make sure that I'm like have like a really nice blended and like gradient look. So you'll see me switch brushes right now, and then I blended it outwards a little. Because you guys saw like the second look, the purple blended really nice, so I just wanted to make sure that the purple was nice and we didn't have problems with it, because you guys know how I feel about purples. They're really annoying. And so then I went and took Playground. Now I took Playground and a little bit of Brother because I hadn't used Brother before, so I wanted to use it here. And so I mixed both of them and it got me like this color. I mean, it still looks like Playground because I got more Playground than Brother, but I still wanted to use a little bit of Brother. Then I took Social Blade and I blended that into Playground as well. And then I took a little bit of B, which is the yellow, and I put that in the inner portion of my eye. And then I cut my crease. I did that off of the camera because if you guys would have seen, it takes forever to cut my crease. I take my sweet ass time because I just like a lot of precision, so that's what I did. And I took Flashback, which is the white, and I pat this all over my lid because I didn't really necessarily want any colors. I just wanted like a very starky white lid. Now I'm taking the color called Daddy because I haven't used that color. I did mix a little bit of Social Blade into it, but I wanted to use Daddy because it's like the darker green in this palette. And what I did was just connect it to that like other little line, just so I could get like this like little negative space. Oh my god, here we go with my dad again. Oh my god. Jesus. I'm gonna have to add music to this because he is so loud. And I didn't show you, oh my god, and I didn't show you guys the waterline just because I just added the colors onto my waterline. But oh my goodness, we'll get right into the final look. If you're still here, thank you guys so much. I freaking appreciate you guys. Alright, oh my god, the final look. Thank the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Alright, so I used the Morphe gel liner. And I like pat this all over my lid. Because I want the black to be super white. What's the black called? I'm sorry, hold on, just give me 1 second. Okay, the black is called Spooky. And I put that all over my lid to make it just like super dark. This is gonna be one of the glam looks, I guess you can say. I really suck at glam looks, but I wanted to do a smoky eye, so that's what I'm doing for you guys. And then I took the color called Boutique and I blended this upwards just so I could get like that very nice smoky effect. You know what I'm saying? And then I took a little bit, just a little bit of 10% off. And then I stepped back just to see, like, you know, if I'm liking what I'm doing. You always want to do that, you know, because I mess up. Like, I go in and then I don't take a step back, and then it just ends up looking like a mess. But this was looking really, really nice. And then I didn't want to just do a plain smoky eye. I wanted to see how the glittery pigment, the only one that's in the palette, which I think should have been more because it's really, really nice. I used Artistry, which is really, really nice. I first went in with dry, and then right now I wet the brush a little bit and it just intensified. Like, look at how pretty this shadow is. Like, I swear I wish there was more of these shadows in this palette just because I really like the formula. And then I went and I also put it in my inner corner because it just looked really pretty and it made like the whole look like pop, if you know what I mean. And then I went back in with Spooky and I just put that in my waterline. I put like a lot so it could really look like smoky, you know. And then I added a bit of 10%, just a bit. You can't even really see it, but I just wanted everything to be really nice and smoky. And there you have it. You see like how pretty Artistry looks on top of a black base. It just looks really good. Well, I'm done, you guys. We'll get into my thoughts. Alright, you guys, so let's get into my thoughts on this palette. Now, James has a video where he goes into detail and shows you guys the entire palette. I am going to throw up like videos of his palette, but I do like want to get more so into like the formulation of this palette. I will tell you guys that the palette retails for $39. You guys can use a code, any code from any influencer. James has one that gives you 10% off, and it's James. The palette does have 39 shadows. It mimics the 39A, which came out last year for the holiday, which has the big pans in the front. And the way that he set up this palette was really nice, where you have your warm tones at the top and then you have your colorful shadows at the bottom. You're basically getting all in one, you know what I'm saying? So this is really great for working MUAs that need all of the shadows that they can get to create any look. Now, the net weight for this palette is 75.7 grams and 2.67 ounces. You are getting like 4 different formulas, I believe. I know that they are metallics, like shimmeries in there. There's your regular matte shadows and then your pressed pigment. Quick pause. I wanted to show you guys obviously some swatches. You guys already know how I feel about swatches. I say it in all of my reviews. I don't care for them. I care for how they perform on the eye. By the way, you guys, I went to James's video and I saw that he had a description of each of the shadow, basically like the tones of the shadow. So I am placing them on the screen so you guys can see it. And then a glittery shadow. Now, the pressed pigments, James touched on that in his video, where they are like instantly pressed, like pure pigment is pressed instantly, whereas a regular shadow, I believe, has like different formulas in it. So pressed pigments are just so like super pigmented basically. And then the glittery pigment shadow is something that you can put over top on like other shadows. Like, you can layer it and layer it. It's a beautiful, I really like this formula. Like, I kind of wish there was more in this palette, because like you don't have to wet it and it's like already super intense. And then shimmers, you guys already know you can wet them, you don't have to wet them too. Like, they're just beautiful overall. I feel like shimmers, you can't really go wrong with the formulation in those. So I feel like the blendability in these shadows are beautiful. You guys can see that every single shadow blended really nicely into each other. The red is super pigmented. The pigmentation in all of the shadows were so good. And you guys know that I don't like fallout. This palette had like minimal fallout. It wasn't that bad. I just feel like sometimes fallout is very wasteful, but if you guys don't care about fallout, then go off. Now, another thing, it does come with a little plastic that has the names of the shadows. I do kind of wish that they were like at the bottom of the palette, but I don't think they would have fit. So I mean, this will do. You guys could also tape it onto like the top of the palette or something like that. But overall, I really do like this palette. I feel like it fits great for like working MUAs, like I said. Also, just in general, like if you want to have every single color and you're a beginner, this is a great palette for you. I also think the price is pretty fair, and then of course you're getting a discount on top of that if you use a code. I think he did a really great job, so I do recommend this palette. You guys know that I love color, so I'm just so happy about this palette and just so excited. And I know how hard James had worked on this, and that hard work showed in this palette. Now, I didn't talk about the brush collection just because I was gifted it, and then like I got other brushes as well, and I mixed them in here like a dummy, and so now I don't remember. But James touched on that in his video. Now I know that there's like I believe there's triples in here, which is great if you're a person like me that uses a bunch of different colors in one look. That will work out for you. Also, if you're a working MUA and you need triples of certain brushes that you really like, I would say it's worth it. You guys know that I'm cheap. I don't know if I would have bought it, you know what I'm saying? I'm cheap, you know, but I think it's a beautiful brush set. I'll leave the prices down right here because I don't remember off the top of my head. I was really just wanting to get the review of this palette. That was like my main focus, and I hope that I got everything that I wanted to talk about. Overall, I like the palette. I love the palette. Congrats, James. I really love you so much, and I hope that this was helpful. You guys know I wanted to give you guys more than one look. And yeah, you guys, I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys. Oh, before I go, I will link every single brush that I used in the description down below. I will try to make a list of like James's brush collection that I use, and then the regular ones that are not in his collection. I'll try to make that list. Can't promise anything. All right, you guys. Bye guys.